style of life. Style of life, the self-consistent personality structure developed into a person's style of life. In the terms Adler used to refer to the flavor of a person's life. Adler said in 1956, believes that people with a socially useful style of life represent the highest form of humanity in the evolutionary process and are likely to populate the world of the future. And the second is to create power. Create power is style of life in molded by people creating power, please them into control of their own lives and responsible for their final goal, determine their methods of striving for the goal and contributes to the development of interest. So ito yung mga taong na inamold nila ilang mga creative power to control their own lives. So ito yung mga tao na gumagawa sila ng mga sarili nilang creative power para sa kanilang pagdating ng panahon makakakuha silang mga goal and makakontribute silang development social sa ibang tao, the social interest, and ma-develop din ang ilang social interest. Abnormal development believe that people are what they make of themselves. So there are two abnormal development, which is general description. General description, according to Adler in 1956, the one factor underlying all types of maladjustments is underdeveloped social interest. Besides, lacking social interest, neurotic tend first set their goals too high, second, live in their own private world, and third, have a rigid and dogmatic style of life. People said that become failures in life because they are over-concerned with themselves and care little about others. So ito yung mga taong inuuna nila mga taong kaysa sa sarili nila. And the second is external factors in maladjustment. Why do some people create maladjustment? And Adler said in 1964, recognize their contributing factors, any one of which is sufficient to contribute to abnormality. First, exaggerated physical deficiency. Second, a pampered style of life. Third, a neglected style of life. The exaggerated physical deficiency, whether conditional or the results of injury or disease, are not sufficient to lead to a maladjustment, and these subject feelings may create encouraged by a defective body, but they are progeny of creative power. And the second is pampered style of life, lies of the heart of most neurons. They expect others to look after them, overprotect them, and satisfying their needs. Ito yung mga taong, kunwari, pag ikaw ay umorder, dapat, ang in-order mo, dapat maging satisfied ka sa in-order mo. Parang ganun siya. And the last is neglected style of life. These feelings in creating a neglected style of life. Abused and mistreated children develop little social interest and tend to create a neglected style of life. Ito naman yung mga example ng mga bata na in-abuse. So, ang feel nila na kinakasapan sila and ang ilang unang-una na nineglect sila, ilang feelings na neglected sila, na-reject sila, parang ganun siya. And the neglected children have many of the characteristics characteristics of pampered ones, but generally, they are more suspicious and more likely to be dangerous to others, said by Adler in 1927. Safeguarding tendency. Adler believed that people create patterns of behavior to protect their inherited sense of self-esteem against public disgrace, enable people to hide their inflated self-image and to maintain their current style of life. So there are common safeguarding tendencies. First, excuses. Second, aggression. And third, withdrawal. The first in Adler said that Adler in 1956 held that some people use aggression to safeguard their exaggerated superiority complex, that is, to protect their fragile self-esteem. So, safeguarding through aggression may take the form of depreciation, accusation, or self-accusation. The first is accusation. Is the tendency to blame others for one's failures and to seek revenge. So, ito yung mga taong, kunwari, kada meron kang gustong patunayan sa kanila, yung mga mali mo noon, gusto mong itama, make your revenge to them na kaya ni mo ni buhaton. And Adler said that 1956 believes that there is an element of aggressive accusation in all unhealthy lifestyles. The second is depreciation. Is the tendency to undervalue other people's achievements and to overvalue one's own. So ito yung mga taong kahit naningkamot na daghan na kagad mga achievements pero wala gihapon nila nakita. Wala gihapon nakuha nila nakita sa imuha sa imong pagpaningkamot. So yun. Self-accusation is marked by self-torture and guilt. Some people use self-torture, including masochinism, depression, and suicide, as means of hurting people who are close to them. With self-accusation, people devalue themselves in order to inflict suffering on others while protecting their own magnified feelings of self-esteem, by Adler in 1956. So, ito yung mga taong kunwari, example, na mayroon kang nasaktan, mayroon kang nasabi sa kanya, pero tama pala siya. So, mayroon kang guilt sa imong self na ang imong gistorya sa iya mali day ka. So, parang naging na-depress ka, nagunahon na ka na mag-suicide na ka, parang gano'n siya. And then, the last is withdrawal. Withdrawal is something. Good evening, everyone. Withdrawal. Withdrawal is some people unconsciously escape life problems by setting up a distance between themselves and those problems. Adler in 1956 recognized four modes of safeguarding through withdrawal. First, moving backward. Second, standing still. Third, hesitating. And the fourth, constructing obstacles. The first is moving backward. Is the tendency of safeguard one's fictional goal of priority by psychologically reverting to a more secure period of life. So the second is hesitating. Some people hesitate or facilitate when faced with difficult problems. So ito yung mga taong kunwari, tinawag ka ng teacher mo, tapos hindi ka makasakot. Parang ang imong face nimo ba na difficult kay siya nimo siya ansiran. Parang imong problem ba na difficult nimo siya ansiran na wala ka balo unsay mo i-answer. So Adler believed that most compulsive behavior are attempts to waste time.